The older I get, the more I realize that self-care is not actually what we think it is. It's not just having that skincare routine. It's not just watching that favorite movie. It's not just going on that spa date, going out with your friends. Yes, those count, but it's way beyond that. I feel like we've kind of lost sight of what self-care actually is.
On the list is creating boundaries for yourself and for other people. If you're creating boundaries for yourself, this implies that whatever you say that you're going to do, you stick to it. There's nothing like procrastination, because if you can't even stick to it, if you tell yourself yes and later on not you go about doing another thing that's not going to be beneficial for yourself, then how are you now going to expect to be disciplined about other people if they are to misuse your boundaries, if you have to stumble upon your boundaries? Because if you cannot be disciplined about yourself, then there's no how you're going to be disciplined about other people. So creating boundaries for yourself is very, very important. So you have to work internally. You have to first of all know what your boundaries are and tend not to step on them. If you plan on doing something today, if you plan on not saying anything, if you plan that okay, today I'm not going to drink alcohol, today I'm not going to smoke, today I'm going to focus on my dreams, today I'm going to focus on my work, or you set your time, be disciplined about it and be like, I'm not going to do it, and you do it, then that's actually like creating boundaries for yourself. It's not even just about doing your basic activities or doing things that you said you're going to do, but also respect how you speak to yourself. How do you tend to communicate to yourself? Are you being nice to yourself? Are you being rude to yourself? Because all this matters. If you're being rude to yourself, if you talk shit about yourself, then how do you expect other people to talk good things about you? It all has to work internally. You have to do the inner work first before you will now know how you're now going to navigate your way through the outside world, how you're going to let other people treat you. You set boundaries for yourself, and boundaries also implies from your relationship, regardless of the relationship, if it's a platonic relationship or just with strangers also, or with your partners. You're going to teach them how they're going to treat you. And mind you, it's not everybody that is going to try and walk into your standards. It's not everybody that wants to do the things that you tell them to do, and that's fine. That's where you have to let them go, because your boundaries are very important. It's very, very important for your mental well-being. It's very, very important on how you're going to handle your daily life. Just as boundaries may also change over time. In life, we all go what we think that we like, we don't other like. You don't have to be scared when you want to communicate your boundary, like, oh, I don't like this thing that you're doing, or oh, I liked this before but I don't like it now. Like, you have to constantly be consistent in changing your boundaries and stick to it. Like, you have to be very disciplined about it. You have to learn how to say no and stick to it. I know that me, for example, I am still learning in that part. If you're being a nice girl, you don't really want to hurt other feelings, but at the same time you're also putting yourself backwards, and there's no how you heal. If I'm to use motherhood for example, now you see motherhood, we tend to am I a mother? Okay, let me not use motherhood. Let me just use your basic activity as a lady. What am I using as a human being? Regardless of who you are, if people tend to overstep on your boundaries, there'll be a time where you overreact. There'll be a time where you overshout, and people will not be like, why are you overreacting? And that's because you've not communicated your boundaries to them. So I would even say it even improves communication, improves your relationship with each other. I would say boundaries is very, very important, and I would say it's a part of self-care, because it also improves mental health, how you think about yourself. Jesus Christ, I forgot that I am doing my makeup. The second one I would say is prioritize your peace. I would say these also work hand in hand in setting boundaries, because you have to prioritize what you like and what you don't like. You set yourself, bro, I'm going to pick myself first. I would say in my life, most of the times, if I'm to calculate, there are so many times that I've always been doing things for others than forgetting about myself, and I actually think that I'm doing them good, not knowing that I'm doing myself the harm. Like, I know for a fact that people were asking me, why am I not always happy, why am I not always smiling? They think I'm one sad kid, not knowing that it's just because I've never been prioritizing my peace. I've always been doing things in place of others. You think that you're helping them, you're doing them no good, you're doing yourself no good at the same time, because it's going to affect you mentally. And before you now want to start learning to stop it, it's going to take you a lot a lot of time before you actually even know how to be confident or even know how to prioritize your peace. Yes, I'm going to be so real with you guys today. Like, I want to be this real with you guys. I'm not feeling this, I'm not feeling anything, I'm not feeling filming, but I have to. I don't know why I don't feel like talking, because in the morning I was really happy. I was actually really happy that I was going to film this, but now I don't even understand. May God help me anyways. The third on the list is learning every day. Trying to improve yourself is one of the greatest things that you can do to yourself. Especially now in this age where people's attention span is too short and people don't really know the value of studying. You don't really have to read a book to know that you studied. You can as well listen to a podcast. You can as well just pinpoint things that are very important to you. If you think that your vocabulary is too short, like you want to improve on that, at least you spend 5 minutes. If you have to calculate 5 minutes a day for a year, surely you would have had 1 or 2, but I would say 5 minutes is too small. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 2 hours a year, or 1 hour a day, 1 hour a day to improve on yourself. If it's for you to read a book, but if you don't like reading a book, like I do like reading a book, it depends on the type of books. But if you're not a book reader, then you can as well, there's so many things on the internet. You can listen while you read. There are audiobooks that you can do. There's also so many information, like you can learn basically anything for free. There is Google, there is YouTube, there is literally anything, like even ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT is one of my favorite means to learn. If I'm speaking a podcast, I really like the TMS podcast, the To My Sisters podcast. I don't know if you guys know it, but that's one of my favorite. I would say that's the only podcast I do listen to. Not just that the vocabulary, what they speak, but oh my god, I want to learn so much. And apart from that, it's all about the women not women upgrading, but if you want to grow personally, your spiritual life, your personal life, your financial life, your mental life, they all talk literally everything. And one of the favorite things that I do love is the dilemma. Whenever you have a problem, you can just as well send it to their email and they will just speak about it and advise. Like, it's literally all in one. That's one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. But it doesn't have to be TMS. You can also listen to any podcast that you like, regardless of what you want, so far as it's going to improve you in any way. And learning does not just specify podcasts or anything. You can also learn from a child, like literally your daily life, whatever you see. Maybe if you are to see something and you like, you apply it into your life, but at the same time it's kind of like tricky because you choose what is not meant to be in your life. It's not everything that you suck in, because the human mind is kind of like a vacuum cleaner. Be sucking everything. I will not add both the negative and the positive, that kind of thing. I'm actually even done with my makeup. Like, I don't want to do too much because I'm not going anywhere, but I'm just going to quickly say everything and end this because I'm already tired. The fourth one is forgive yourself. Wow. There are so many mistakes that you may have made in the past, and till now it's still haunting you to this moment. Maybe something that you're not proud of doing. We are not perfect. There's nothing like a perfect human being. If you think you're perfect, then something is actually wrong with you. If you think you're perfect, just start reading the Bible. Just try to get closer to God. God will pinpoint so many things that you're doing that you think that is good. So, but anyways, as I was saying, there are so many people that are walking about with unforgiveness. You have to let go before you can be able to move forward. There's no how you can be carrying yesterday's burden to tomorrow. Like, it's going to so delay you from the future. It's going to delay you from your dreams. So you have to let go of that. So far as you've known that, okay, fine, you've acknowledged the fact that you're not proud of what you did, you've learned from experience, you've promised yourself not to do it, and even though you're going to do it again, you still forgive yourself. It's not a one-time thing. And I feel like this is not really talked about, especially in self-care. If you're to think about self-care, we think about the looks, we think about how we look on the inside, but at the same time we are still holding grudges. We are still holding grudges to ourselves. We're still holding guilt from what mistakes that we made. Okay, maybe not just to ourselves and to other people too. You've not forgiven that person. Like, how are you now going to be really happy? How is your mental peace going to be working? How are you going to be happy? How are you going to feel at peace if you are still living in guilt, if you've not learned to forgive yourself? Like, it's never going to work. You're never going to actually practice self-care. You're never going to actually feel cared enough because you're still holding on the guilt, you're still holding on your past mistakes. And the last one on the list, I don't even know if I really want to talk about it because I really want this video to be all about the inner work and the internal work. I'm really all about the mental wellness, mental peace, emotional wellness, and the rest. But at the same time, I also want to talk about this because it's also part of self-care, whether we like it or not. And it's all about the outer appearance. There's some days that you have to treat yourself right. I also say the outer appearance also relates to the internal work, because if peradventure you have a bad day and you be like, oh no, I don't want to take care of myself, like it's going to affect you mentally. So I would say personally, you have a day that you're going to relate to yourself, you're going to focus on yourself, just a day for your own self-wellness, for your own self-peace. Or even though you don't have a full day, you can have hours. Maybe for example, if you're working in 9 to 5 and every single day, like there's literally no break, you specialize that 1 hour whenever you have to come back home. Okay, I'm going to spoil myself with watching that my favorite movie. I'm going to spoil myself with doing that favorite thing that I love to do. And that's also part of one self-care, because it actually improves on your mental health. It actually makes you happy because okay, you're going to look forward to doing it. I would say it makes you feel relaxed, like it rejuvenates you, makes you feel calm down. Maybe if your day is really bad, went on bad, like spoil yourself. Like if it's for you to go on that spa date, okay, fine. If you don't have the money for it, that's why I said do things that whatever thing that makes you happy. If it's listening to that music, if it's calling that person that relates to you, whatever thing it is, spoil yourself. If it's eating junks, taking that chocolate, have a cheat day, a day that you're going to focus on yourself. Or maybe not even a day, but hour, that minute, whatever thing that makes you happy, you have to focus on that. So I'll not necessarily even say it's the outer appearance. It's not even about how you look or anything, but it's how whatever thing that you do that makes you feel good, whatever thing that you do that makes you feel relaxed. And yeah, that is it. So yeah, this is the final look. This is a very simple makeup. That's because I'm not going anywhere. I didn't even feel like wearing makeup. I didn't even feel like, I think I've said it, I don't feel like filming this video. I don't know why I'm still doing it, but like regardless, I really hope that it turns out nice. I know that I might make a lot of mistakes here and there, but it's life. I'm a human being. So yeah, I think that's all. I'll see you guys in my next video. Have a lovely day ahead. Okay.